Good morning, grade 10s. Come on into Blackboard, give me those green check marks, you guys, just so I know that you are here this morning and listening to me, because I know that's all what you want to do at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday afternoon, near the end of the semester. Perfect. Good morning, Caitlin. All right, perfect. I see the green check marks coming in very slowly this morning, but they're coming in. Perfect. Alexis, if you're there, awesome. Kirsten, if you're there. Belle, give me those green check marks, you guys. Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, actually no, you know what? I don't think I really have any new major announcements for this week. So please, just a reminder, you guys, check the calendar, right, in the homeroom. Make sure that you check your grades, both for, no problem, Alexis, both for English and for ADC and planning. All right, you guys, because those marks are completely updated. Without English, I haven't included any of the lit circle marks yet because technically they're not due till the end of the week. So I don't want to put marks in there until those are done, right? And then, yeah, ADC and planning, I believe, is completely updated now, with the exception of what we just did last class with the education aspect of your career plans, okay? Awesome, Caitlin, perfect. And then I'm assuming that Sean got in too, right? So it all worked out? Perfect, so you guys can catch up and work on that. Shouldn't take you too long at all. All right. Awesome. Good morning, Lindsay. Just trying, where is your name on my list? There it is. All right. Just trying to quickly do up attendance here, you guys. All right. So we're going to get started. Again, we are just, like I said, we are continuing on with ADC and planning, you guys. The last assignment that we did with the education, with the careers, okay, that is your last assignment for your planning mark. Okay, remember you get 2 separate marks for planning and applied digital communications. So we're going into, and we're going to try to, cross my fingers, do as much as we can in finances. I don't want to overload you guys either because I know like finals and stuff are coming up, but these are super easy assignments and I'm hoping that we can actually get them completed during class time. Okay, and they're just really to introduce you to financial literacy and start making you think about the future. Okay, so let's get started. So I've got some images here on my screen. What do these 3 things have in common? Just type into Blackboard, you guys. What do these 3 things have in common? What do you think, and what do you think our topic is today? If these are the 3 things. Oh, Caitlin, good. Yeah, good, Kyla. So if it's an engine, so we've got some money and we've got some engines. Let's be a little bit more specific, you guys. Yeah, thank you, Caitlin. What about the bird? Yeah, Caitlin T. Good. Yeah, Christiana, good. That's exactly what our topic is today. Yeah. The bird on the car, the angry bird, you guys, that is one of those, like on a car antenna. You know how you can see people put things on their car antenna? That's what that is. It's an angry bird car antenna. So, and then a car engine and money. So we're talking about buying your first car, all right? That is what our topic is today. So that's what I wanted to introduce to you guys. Now, to get us started, I wanted you guys to take a look at when I was your age, right? These are the cars that I owned. So on my right, okay, I guess you guys will see it on your right as well. This is my first car. Does anyone have a guess? This is my very first car, you guys. I got it for my 16th birthday. My parents paid for it. It was my 16th birthday present. Does anybody know what type of car that is? No problem, Jess. Just keep coming on. It is a very old car. Yes, thank you, Caitlin. You are correct. It is a very old car. Does anyone know the make and model of what type of car that is? Oh, Lindsay, now you're dating me even more. Like it's not a DeLorean or anything. But I will give you the year. It was a 1977. It was made in the year that I was actually born. I know, Christiana, I'm dating myself. If I remember correctly, Caitlin, I'm going to say it's, I can't remember. All right, so it was a 1977 Acadian scooter. That's what it was called, an Acadian scooter. Very close looking to the Chevette. All right, if anybody knows what, they actually look very, very similar. Everyone usually gets them mixed up. But this is my first car. Like I said, my parents bought it for me for my 16th birthday, you guys. It lasted, they paid $500 for it. $500 for my car, okay? And it lasted me through high school. So it lasted me 2 years, which got me through high school, which was fantastic, right? You know, when I was back in high school, not a lot of my friends owned vehicles, right? So I was like the big shot out of my friends. I had my own car, right? And I could pack at least 10 people into that car, I swear to God. All right, so that was my first car. Then I was the cool kid, Belle. Then when I hit university, I was like, I need a more reliable car. So once my parents sold that when I was my first year university, and guess what they got for it? $500. So they lost no money on my car. Well, besides insurance and all of that. But for what they paid, they got their money back. My second car, which is the one on the left, you guys, that was, I don't know what year it was. I can't remember what year my car was, my second car. Might have been a 1990. But it was a Pontiac Sunbird. Whoo, so much more styling than the Acadian scooter. And it was a standard. So that's when I had to learn how to drive a standard. It was tough. And my biggest, actually, that's one of those, I think it's one of those life skills that you guys should all have. You should all learn how to drive a standard. Learn how to drive stick shift. So those were my cars. Now, very, very different, right? Because think about it. I've grown up. I've gotten married. I've had a family, right? I make way more money than I did, right? Now I drive a Hyundai Santa Fe. So I drive a little bit of a bigger car, right? That sort of thing. All right, so now we are going to actually be talking about purchasing a vehicle. That's what we're going to be talking about, okay? So now I want to see what I want you guys to go to the internet. I want you guys to find a picture of your favorite vehicle, okay? And I'm going to give you, I better give you guys whiteboard privilege. There we go, okay? I want you guys to go, if you could drive anything, it can be real or not. Think about color, think about make, think about model. Make sure you size your image appropriately. Okay, Christiana, go find a picture, right? Yeah, absolutely, Caitlin. But if you drive anything, and you guys, it can cost as much money as you want, okay? If this is like the coolest thing if you could drive, okay? What would you do? Let's share, all right? So I'm just gonna escape out of this and bring this up and see what you guys can come up with. So take 1 minute and go find like your dream vehicle. What would you drive? And make sure you guys size it appropriately, okay? Perfect, so that we can see it, so that everyone has enough room to share. Perfect. Okay, so Dean, can you type in the chat what that is? Like, what is that, Dean? What car is that? Because I don't know vehicles. Oh, look at Mr. Ross knows. Dean, is it a Tesla? Aha, yeah, Mr. Ross is whispering to me, it's a Tesla. Good, you guys. Good. So I see the DeLorean up there. Awesome. From Back to the Future. If you are putting up like your dream vehicle, right, just type into the chat too what it is. Because like I said, you guys, I don't know vehicles very well. Oh, see, look, you guys are into this. So like, Hallie, what is that? Sean, which one did you post? What is that one? There's the, is that the Knight Rider? I think, Kate, I can't tell. Cool, you guys. Oh, you guys are very specific. Nice Slade. So we got some Porsche in there. Good, Josh. We got some Ferraris. Oh, Jocelyn's old school, right? A big giant tank of a Cadillac. Good. Oh, there you go, Angelina. Totally fine. Yep. Perfect. Awesome. Good, you guys. Looks good. Okay, so we've got some pretty lofty dreams when it comes to vehicles, right, you guys? Now, that's okay, Christiana. Even just type in what you want, right? If the picture isn't coming up. Miata. Oh, look, you guys. That's okay, Caitlin. All right. So good, you guys. Awesome. Okay, I'm just going to take away your whiteboard privilege there for a sec, and I'll bring my presentation back up. Awesome. So it looks like you guys have some pretty lofty goals when it comes to your vehicles, right? But do you think your goals are really realistic when it comes to your first vehicle, right? Maybe for some of you they might be, okay? Absolutely. But so you've decided to buy a vehicle, right? Basically what you're deciding to do once you buy a vehicle, it's an extremely poor financial decision. I'm just going to tell you that right now, okay? But it's a decision that's going to guarantee that you lose money, okay? It's just the unfortunate reality of life. You are going to lose money once you buy a vehicle. That's the way the system works, okay? So here's what you want to do. It is more expensive than you actually think, okay? A vehicle's value actually depreciates after every kilometer it's driven. So as soon as you drive off the lot, your car's already depreciated in value, okay? Within the first year, it can depreciate up to 20%. And after 5 years, it's usually up to 65% of its original value. So you can see that within the first 5 years, it just plummets the value, okay? So here's a great visual, right? So if you're purchasing a new vehicle for just over 30 grand, okay, right? As soon as you drive off the lot, look, you're losing like 5 grand right away, right? 1 year, you're down to 23 and a half. 3 years, it's down to 16. And after 5 years, you're down to like 11. So really, if you try to resell your vehicle as a used vehicle, you're never going to make the same amount of money, right? There is a significant loss in that. Now, did I skip one? No, okay. So now there's other huge costs when it comes to purchasing a vehicle, right, you guys? Yeah, unless we're like, yes, exactly, right, Belle? Absolutely. For $500. I don't even know if you could find a running vehicle, used vehicle for $500, Belle. I'm sure. Yeah, you might be able to. You might be able to. So, significant costs. Driver's license, right? Kaylin, have you gotten your actual driver's license yet, or was it just your L that you got? No problem, Emily. Totally fine. Yeah, just your L. So, Kaylin, does it cost anything to write the exam, or is it free? Oh, it's way more expensive than like $15. Okay, I was going to say, whoa, $115. Oh, it's way more expensive than I thought. Okay, so there you go. There's your first cost, right, towards obtaining a vehicle, because you have to have your license. Yes, absolutely, Belle. Yep, and if you're going to take lessons, absolutely. And that's a couple $100 for sure, at least, right? So that's a good expense as well. But once you're ready to get, right, you have to pay for your driver's license, okay? Your driver's license usually costs, I think, around, I just renewed mine last year, $85 to renew your license or to get your license. You have to get registration, right? Insurance, you have to buy gas, you have to pay for maintenance, right? All of those things are those little costs that add up. So before you actually buy a car, all right, you need to do your homework. These are just some tips for you guys as you are getting to that age of being able to drive. You need to do your homework. Has the car been in an accident before, especially if you're buying a used vehicle? This is huge, okay? Has the car been in an accident before? Because if it has, right, your insurance is going to be affected by that. Will the car need lots of repairs? AKA, if you're buying a $500 vehicle off Castanet, be prepared for some repairs, okay? Set a realistic price range, you guys, okay? Make the car fit your budget, okay? So you can see that that's what I did as my life went on, right? I started out with my parents buying me a car because I had no money. And then I moved into, once I hit university and I had a little bit of it, I worked at a casino and I had a job and I had that cash flow, right? I stepped it up a notch and bought a nicer vehicle. Now I actually have a career, right? 2-income family, bought a nicer vehicle, that sort of thing, okay? So you got to think about what your budget is at that time in your life. Please, please, please have a safe car, right? Remember when we went to the hospital for KGH? You guys are the highest percentage of, age group that gets into motor vehicle accidents. You need a safe car, all right? So be aware of that, all right? Absolutely. Now, what I want you to do is actually go watch this video, you guys. It's a link in the assignment, but listen, actually, no, this is what I'm going to do. This will make it way easier for you guys. I'm actually going to escape out of here. I am going to highlight this. Oh, no, I can't because I'm in a different computer. Oh, no, I can't. Hold on. I'm going to actually put this link, you guys, into Blackboard for you. And then what I want you guys to do, though, is this link, it needs to be opened up in Internet Explorer. Okay, you guys? Because it's on the life-size video, and remember, Chrome doesn't open up those videos. So can you please make sure that you're using Explorer when you watch this video? All right? So it's about 7 minutes long, you guys. Or Firefox will work as well. Yes, Belle, you're right. Okay? It's about 7 minutes long. So what I want you to do is watch the video, And as you watch the video, what I want you to do is think about, okay, so Caitlin, try a different one. Okay, try Firefox, see if that works. Share 2 pieces of information that stood out from the video. That's what we're going to partner up, and you guys are going to share what 2 pieces of information stood out for you from the video. All right. So let's put 10 minutes up on the timer so to give you guys enough time to jot down some information as well. All right. So take 10 minutes, watch the video, and then we'll come back and partner up and share what we learned. All right, go ahead and get started, you guys. All right, grade 10s, come on back, give me those green check marks. And hopefully most of you got something out of those videos, okay? And then we will partner up really quick. I'm just reading what Kyla wrote, you guys. Oh, that's sad, Kyla. But that's awesome. You know what you should do, Kyla? This is always what I tell, because this is actually one regret that I have as a grown woman, is that I don't know enough about fixing cars. That's my one regret. So that's some advice to you ladies. Learn, and to you gentlemen as well. Learn how to like change your oil. Learn how to put on a spare tire. Learn how to, I could actually fake my way through a spare tire, probably. But just that sort of stuff, like with repairs. So Kyla, learn what you can from your dad, because that would be amazing, right? And it would save you big time money, right? Good. Yes. Right, Christiana? Yeah. He forces you. Hey, Cassandra? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, you guys. Yeah, my father-in-law rebuilds cars, and it is super cool. So my husband kind of helps out with that as well. Yeah. So, awesome. Let's partner up and share 2 things that you learned from the video, all right? So let's raise our hands really quick, you guys. And so even if you weren't able to watch the video, hopefully at least your partner did, and they can share with you what it was about. So if everyone can just raise their hands, you guys, in Blackboard. Oh, you guys already did it. Look, you guys are so ahead of me. It's not even funny. Perfect, Sean. Yeah, awesome. Okay, Jocelyn, if you're there, Josh, if you're there, Lindsay, raise those hands, please, so that we can partner up. Awesome. Okay, here we go. So Kaylin and Angelina, you guys can partner up. Emily and Kyla, Kirsten and Bryn, Jess and Alexis, Caitlin P and Caitlin T, Cassie and Hallie, Belle and Paige, Slade and Christiana, Dean and Sean, Jocelyn and Josh, and then Lindsay, if you're there, you can chat with me, okay? All right, so go ahead, you guys, get started. 2 pieces of information from the video that you learned, and I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes to chat about that. Go ahead. Okay, awesome. Thanks, you guys. Come on back. Finish up your conversations, okay? I loved reading what you guys wrote. So in the room chat, what I want you to do is in the main room chat, you guys, type in the one thing that you learned either from the video or from your conversation that you had, okay? Okay, that's what I would like you to type into the room chat, just so we can share what everyone else was in their own conversations, what was happening. Yeah, absolutely. Good, Alexis. Yeah, for sure. So you guys were having actually some really good conversations. Yes, absolutely. Sean, let me tell you though, it is a very expensive factor, but it saved my butt this summer. That's for sure. Because my car actually, all within the engine, all the gaskets and stuff were leaking. Ooh, and thank goodness I still had like a week left on my warranty. I would have been out like $8,000, but I only had to pay like $4,000. So it is very expensive. Yep, absolutely right. It was really interesting to see the comparison chart, right, you guys? Yeah, exactly, Caitlin. Very interesting to see that it was, you know, you kind of always think that a new car, yes, it's going to be more expensive, but there really wasn't like a huge difference between the new car and the used car, right? Because of other factors, right? I think both options are going to be expensive no matter what, right? So when you put it into that. Yes, Belle, thank you for mentioning that about what Paige said, because as soon as Paige said that in the room, I was like, oh, please someone mention that. Absolutely. So Paige and Belle were kind of talking, you guys, about maybe a car isn't the best option out there financially at all, right? Because of your finances and because of the environmental factor too, right, you guys? So Paige and Belle started talking about that alternative transportation that you guys have that is very accessible to you guys, all right? You know, taking a bus, riding a bike, right? All those different things, yeah. So it's funny that you guys mentioned that, because we've kind of added on to this assignment this year around that factor, because it is becoming so prominent for you guys, right? Yeah, some great thoughts around that, you guys. Fantastic, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Belle. That is a downside to the transit system, right? Absolutely. Yep, for sure. But if you go to a bigger center, okay, like Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, those bigger centers do have much better transit systems, okay, for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to head back to my presentation here, you guys, and we can continue on. So in the assignment that I'm actually giving you guys, what you're going to be doing is exactly almost like what the video did. You're going to be comparing a used car versus a new car, okay? So, and the costs between them, okay? So you're going to choose a new one, a 2017 or even a 2018 if those have even come out yet, and one used, okay? So in the assignment, there's a worksheet that I want you guys to download. It kind of looks like this. It's called Purchasing a Vehicle, okay? And what I want you guys to do is there's a couple of different sections that I want to go through, and I'm just going to go through them. I'm not going to like go into great detail around them, but you need to make sure that you're filling out each section appropriately. So the worksheet is actually an Excel spreadsheet. All right, you guys, so be aware of that. So there's cells and there's formulas in there. So you want to make sure that you're putting your information into the correct box so that your numbers are coming out correctly. All right, so in the first section, super easy, okay? You just basically have to list some advantages and disadvantages of purchasing a new vehicle versus a used vehicle, okay? Go off the top of your head, what you already know from the video you watched, from your conversation with your partner, or Google it, okay? It's up to you guys, but 2 of each, okay? Then in the next one, what you got to do is actually choose your vehicle. So you want to make sure that you include all the information, you guys. So read the directions. On the left-hand side, you'll see this is your new vehicle. You get $25,000 to spend, okay? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Is it say 25? You guys, my eyes said so bad. 25. You get $25,000. You don't get more. Don't try to ask me for more money. You get $25,000, okay, for a new vehicle to spend. Make sure you include an image of your vehicle. And then you want to make sure that you've put in all the correct information, right? The make, the model, the year, and then the purchase price, okay? So all the blue cells is you want to make sure that that is in there, all right? Your used vehicle, you only have $5,000 to spend, okay? So 25,000, 5,000, all right? Then this is what it should look like. So you make sure that you have an image, okay? Yeah, Jess, that's right. Okay, so you have to make sure that your price, right, the actual sticker price, okay, is $25,000 or less, okay? So it doesn't have to include taxes, because we've now, see in this example, you guys, they've put in an image. You want to make sure you give us the website link to where you found this vehicle, okay? Then it's this example, it was a Mini Cooper. It was a 2016, because this was last year's assignment. So make sure you buy a 2017 car. And then the purchase price was still under $2,500, right, you guys? Then we got to put taxes on that. And in this number right here is automatically calculated for you. Okay? So that's super, super important. Okay, and then this is the example of a used one. All right, so there you go. Same image, website link, make, model, year, so on and so forth. All right, once you've done that, then the next section, okay, so Sean, 25,000, okay, 3 zeros, okay, for your new vehicle. Yeah, absolutely, Belle. So with the financing, you guys, okay, this is how you, because when you get older, okay, some of you may have the money, right, to buy a vehicle, okay, but you may not. You're going to have, the majority of you are going to have to finance a vehicle, okay, which means you're going to have to go to the bank and ask for a loan to buy a vehicle. That's what this is. That's what financing is. So when you put in your total purchase price from the section above, right, you're going to put it into this little blue box right here, and it's going to automatically calculate for you guys your monthly payments, your total cost, and your loan cost. Okay? So, okay, Caitlin, okay, yes, absolutely that might happen. But I want to give you the skills of doing some research, okay, and doing this actual assignment. All right? Now, a little bit different when we start doing our budget. Then, Caitlin, if you're getting a car for you, then that's a different scenario. When we actually start doing our budgets, different scenario, okay? So, you put in your total purchase price. Our interest rate here is a little bit probably on the high side, you guys, only because of your age of when you're going to ask for loans. Usually, for your guys' age group, you get a higher interest rate, right? Because your credit isn't established and all of that, right? So just be aware of that. That's why we put it at 7% versus like the video where it was like 3-4%. Okay. So it is higher for you guys. And then you'll notice here, so your monthly payment's gonna calculate out. So the total cost includes the $25,000 that you paid for the vehicle, plus your loan, plus your interest. Okay, so you'll see the difference there between total cost and loan cost. Okay. Yes, so unless, Belle, that's a good thing. Unless you put your parents on the financing as well, right? If they co-sign, then potentially you could get a lower interest rate for sure. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Caitlin, you can find your vehicles wherever you want. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Now, with insurance, you guys, not everyone's going to pay the same amount. So insurance depends on a lot of different factors. All right. So it can, we've listed some of the factors there in the spreadsheet. All right, you guys, location. So where you live, right? Whether it's urban versus rural. And even your, I can't read this, you guys. Oh, your rate class, right? So are you commuting? Is it for business? Is it for pleasure? That sort of thing. Your claims history, right? Have you been in an accident before? What's your driving record like? That sort of thing. And then your actual vehicle as well. That's another factor. So again, is it new versus used? That sort of thing. Okay. So you'll see then what we've given you for insurance, you guys, is we've actually given you a chart within the spreadsheet, and you can choose which one depending on which vehicle you have. Okay, so if you have a truck, your insurance is going to be more, right? Versus a small car. Okay, that sort of thing. So you just have to choose which one your vehicle, falls into which category, and plug in that number. Okay, so you can see here, right? We've given you the chart. So if it's a car, right, or if it's a sports luxury car, if it's more of a high-end vehicle and you're going to need more insurance, right, versus a truck or an SUV. Okay, so that's going to be your monthly cost there. So you guys just choose whether it's the 210, 250, or 275. Okay, then next is gas or fuel. Okay, again, we've broken it down, okay, to your vehicle type. Okay, make sure, and right now we kind of averaged it because remember too that fuel fluctuates, right? So right now we have the average cost of gas around $1.25 per liter. Okay, and how we work this out, you guys, is that on average, if you drive 16,000 kilometers per year, right, we kind of worked that out here. So make sure that the number that you're putting into your spreadsheet, though, you guys, is the monthly amount. Don't put in the yearly amount because that's going to skew your finances like crazy. Okay, so make sure you use this very last column, okay, for per month cost of fuel. All right. Then you have your miscellaneous. Now, again, depending on the vehicle type that you choose, okay, your miscellaneous is really gonna fluctuate, right? With tires, oil changes, repairs, your license renewal, car washes, windshield wipers, right? All those different things. So we have automatically put in $50 per month, you guys, there. But if you feel with the car that you chose that you either need more, it's going to be $50 per, like, do not change it. Don't make it less, you guys. Okay, don't make it less. It's going to be $50 per month, right? Because when you think about it, if you need new tires, you may not be spending $50 per month, right? But you may be spending so much in a year that you need to be saving every month, right? So don't change the $50, but if you think it should be more, especially if your used vehicle is like super cheap, bump it up to like a couple $100 or whatever it is, okay? Try to make it as realistic as possible. All right, so you can see here, right, like as a car gets older, the average cost, right, of maintenance goes up, okay? And this is by year. This isn't by month, right? So just be aware of that. So you can see, right? So depending on the year of your car, so take that into account when you're choosing a vehicle. Then at the end, what you have to do is go back, okay? And then you're gonna find out your total cost of your car. So now you've got to go back to section 1, find out what your monthly payment was, type that in. Go back to insurance. What was your insurance? Type it in. Go back to the fuel. What was it? So on and so forth. And then it's actually going to put in a total for you, cost per month on the bottom in the yellow cell. Okay. What we've also done is put a total cost over your loan agreement. 5 years, 3 years, right? 5 years, you usually, when you finance a vehicle, it's usually over 5 years versus a used vehicle, you might only need 3 years. So you're going to see that total amount over 3 years, what you're spending. Okay. Then there is a final reflection. Okay, you guys? So please use the specific details from your results. So what you'll notice at the bottom of the spreadsheet, we've included a chart and you'll see that the bars start moving as time goes on. And you can use this chart to actually help you evaluate which one is a better choice for you, okay? Basically, the reflection is, would you choose a new vehicle or your used vehicle, and why, okay? So please try to be as detailed as possible using the results from your findings, okay, from your research. Try to write me at least a paragraph, all right, you guys? All right. Here's where I loved what Paige said, because there's actually a part 2 to this assignment, you guys. Not only are you going to go and research your 2 vehicles, but there's a part 2. There's a video in the assignment that you're going to watch. Okay, that's what I want you guys to. We're not going to watch it now. This is part of the assignment that you're going to work on your own. Okay, watch the video, and then there's a Word document that you need to complete. And it's around alternative transportation, okay? Because I want you guys to start thinking about that as an option within your life, okay? Especially once you start hitting university, you know, you don't have that career yet that might not be able to support having your own vehicle. Think about these alternative ways of doing it, okay? Whether that's a bus pass, whether it's Uber, whether it's whatever it is, okay? So I want you guys to take a look at this part 2 as well. So there's actually 2 Word documents that you're going to be handing in for this assignment. Your spreadsheet vehicle, and then your alternative transportation, all right? So what I'd like to do now, you guys, is actually give you a bit of a break from me talking and yabbering at you. I want to give you half an hour. So we'll go till 10:30. I want you guys to work on this assignment. Okay, so I'm going to give you half an hour, and then we're going to reconvene at 10:30, and we're going to move on, because now you own a vehicle. At 10:30, you're moving out of your parents' house, and we're going to look at some costs around that. All right, I'm making you grow up in one morning, you guys. All right, so let's take a half hour. Take a half hour, do some work. Okay, on this assignment, and then at 10:30 we're going to reconvene, come back, and move out of our parents' house. All right? Awesome. Perfect. All right, so go ahead and get started, you guys. All right. Grade 10s, come on back. Give me a green check mark, please. I know you're probably not done, and that's totally fine. That needs to be completed for homework. All right, you guys? Hopefully, that's totally fine, Kaylin. Yeah, I knew you guys, but I wanted to give you a little bit of time to work on it, just because I knew you guys would be excited to be looking for cars, right? All right, now, there you go, Alexis. Sorry, you guys. Just chatting here. I gotta make sure, keep my mind on it. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, now that you own a car and you've spent all your money, now you have to move out on your own. Now, what I like about this assignment, you guys, is that, is that we aren't going to just throw you into buying a house, right? Because at this point in your lives, the next logical step is actually paying rent, right? So we want to make sure that it's applicable to where you're at. You sure can, Caitlin, but I hope that Belle is going to make you pay your portion of the rent, right? And that doesn't mean that you get to move into Belle's house with her parents because Belle's moving out too. All right. So we want to find you the perfect rental. Okay. So just in Blackboard, you guys, okay, we're going to do a green check, red X. Okay. Who is excited to move out on their own? Maybe you haven't even thought about it. Perfect. Okay, so I still see some red X's too, right? Absolutely, Cassandra. It's a big step. It's huge to move out on your own, right? Yeah, some people are like, yes, get me out of here. And some people are like, right? Super scared at the same time, okay? So, good. So we've got a good mix, right? Of excitement and a little bit of worry and some anxiousness. And some people are like, get me out of here. So here you go, Belle and Caitlin. Who will have roommates? Who do you think? Would you think you'll have roommates? Give me a red X or check. Yeah, you might not, right? This is going back to thinking about what type of person you are. For sure, right? Some people are like, yes, I would love to live with my best friend. And otherwise, some people will be like, are you crazy? I do not want to live with anybody. Right? Like Sean, obviously. Okay? Okay? But you got to think about the financial aspect as well behind not having a roommate. Okay? All right, clear the poll. Who's excited to make their own rules and have freedom? Right? It's a big step in life. Okay? It's huge. Now, in the chat, yeah, and some of you may already get a lot of freedom, but maybe still a little bit of financial help though, right? That's, yeah. Okay? In the chat, I want you to write one reason why you want to move out. Why do you guys want to move out? Alexis. I'm just going to bring up the chat so we can see it. Right? These are all totally normal reasons, right? Don't have to deal with crazy parents. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Caitlin, that's interesting. You want your own pets, Kate, and we're going to talk about that as well. Freedom, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good, Kyla. Yeah. Yeah, it depends. And Kyla, that's a really good comment as well, because you got to think about exactly, are you a night owl or do you wake up super early? Are you a morning person, right? And especially if you're with roommates, that can become an issue, right? So, good, excellent. Okay, let me bring the presentation back up, you guys. Awesome. So this is what I want to show you guys, because I watched this yesterday and I thought, what a perfect way to introduce you guys to, you know, the average amount of rent that people are paying, okay? So $1,500 may sound like a lot of money for you guys per month, but it's actually, you know, that's actually a pretty reasonable amount of money per month, okay? Even here in Kelowna, that's actually on the low end, okay? That's pretty cheap here in Kelowna, $1,500, okay? So I want you guys to watch this video, because I want you to, what it does is it now compares places across Canada for $1,500 and what you get, okay? So I want you to watch and I want you to think about, what's your reaction? Number one, what's your reaction to the video and what stands out to you, okay? And be prepared to share. It's a super short video. It's just over a minute long. So I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. It's in the assignment, Caitlin, moving out on your own, okay? And it's not on, it's actually on a website. I think it's on a global news website. So you should be able to, here, let's see. There should be a picture, Caitlin, and you click on it and it's gonna send you to a new tab. Anybody else having issues? Okay, hold on, let's go back. Maybe, are you guys having a hard time finding the assignment? Did I not open it? Nope, moving out on your own. Right there, it's open. Oh, maybe, you know what, you guys, maybe I didn't put it in the assignment. I didn't. Okay, I'm going to put it, see, I'm glad you guys do this for me. Okay, I'm going to actually put this straight into the chat for you guys. Sorry. Thank you for mentioning it. Okay, there you guys go. There's the link to the video. So let's put 2 minutes up on the timer, you guys. And you guys can go ahead and give that a watch. Think about, again, what's your reaction and what stands out for you? All right, go ahead, 2 minutes. Perfect. Just finish up, you guys. And I'm just going to bring up the chat here again so I can see what you guys are. Yeah. That's okay, Caitlin. If it wouldn't load, that's okay. Yeah, right? I know Vancouver is probably one of, those were all $1,500, Caitlin. What would you, that's what you would get for $1,500 in those cities. Yeah. Yeah, and again, Caitlin, you're probably, Calgary is probably pretty comparable actually to here in Kelowna, I would say rent-wise, right? Yeah, absolutely. So here in Kelowna, you can actually compare it, right? And it's funny, yeah, right? So, you know, you can go from high luxury for $1,500 and get 2 bedrooms, you can get a townhouse, all the way down to a 50 or a 500 square foot bachelor suite, right? Yeah, it's a different way to look at where you want to live, right? It's expensive, you guys. So hence why you've got to start thinking about financially whether or not you want roommates or all those different things, right? Those are factors that all play into it. So let me just head back, you guys. So here's what we're going to do. What you're going to do is exactly what you did with your cars. Okay, you're going to look for a place to rent and move out on your own. Okay, we're going to give you a couple of different scenarios though. That's the key. But however, home alone, you are not typically a desirable renter, your age group. Okay, when you guys are in college and university, when you graduate from high school, landlords do not want to rent to you, okay? You do not have a credit rating, your income is not established, and you guys are not seen as long-term renters. And that's usually what landlords are looking for, okay? That's huge. You're gonna be given 3 scenarios for your rental choices, okay? Emily, yep, absolutely. If it falls into the criteria, because we're giving you 3 scenarios again, okay? So these are your 3 choices. Number 1, you get a dream rental, okay? We're gonna give you a lot of money to spend each month, okay? So you can rent whatever you want, whether it's a house, whether it's a condo, whether it's a basement suite, it's totally up to you. Here's the stipulation though. This is a big amount of money, you guys, for renting. You have $3,500 to spend each month, okay? You love it, you rent it. Caitlin, I'm gonna get to that, okay? So Caitlin, I'm gonna get to that, okay? So $3,500 per month, okay? Here we go. Here's situation number 2. Shared accommodation with a roommate, okay? So odds are you are probably gonna have a roommate at some point in your life, okay, when it comes to living on your own. So here's the stipulation here. You get $1,400. This is utilities included. What are utilities? Type into the chat. What are some examples of utilities? Yes. Good. Yes. Hydro, water, electricity. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. Those are utilities. They are included in your $1,400 a month. So you have to make sure that that price includes utilities. And you'll see when you start researching, you guys, a lot of the ads will say either utilities included or utilities are not included. So you need to make sure. Now this $1,400 is split between the 2 people, okay? So realize that really yourself are not paying $1,400. Each of you are going to be paying that $700. So you're looking for a total of $1,400, okay? It's not a lot, Angelina, you're right. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully it does. Okay, so now because we have a roommate, Here's what I want to do. You're going to partner back up with the same partner that I put you guys with at the beginning. Okay? And you are going to, yeah, Caitlin, yeah, absolutely. If you want to have like that boyfriend, girlfriend living together, that's totally fine. As long that's still the same scenario, right? You're going to split the cost. That's really what the scenario is. Okay? So I want you guys to do a student interview with these questions. I want you to ask each other these because this starts delving into who you really are and what you value and if you think you can actually live with somebody else or not. This is huge. What is your definition of clean? Right? Does that mean washing your dishes right away or putting them into the dishwasher right away? Or does it mean, you know, after we run out of dishes, we'll start cleaning up? Okay? Okay. When do you catch your Z's? When do you go to sleep? Are you a night owl versus a morning bird? Okay, this is huge, especially if you have a roommate, right? Do your friends have a su casa e mi casa attitude with you? So like, you know, are you constantly having friends over for a party or having dinner club, that sort of thing? Are you more like, let's just have a nice relaxing evening with a few friends, right? That sort of thing. Animals, pets, yes or no? You come home one day to a door accidentally left unlocked. Is this like no big deal to you, or is this the end of the world? Okay. Would you rather wear a couple of extra sweaters or spend more money on utility bills? And how strong are your opinions on wall color, furniture arrangement, art placement, right? Because this can cause fights with roommates. So let's take 5 minutes with your partner. Go through those questions, you guys. Where do you sit on those sliding scales? Okay? Go ahead. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to chat away. Yeah, Sean, same partner as before. Perfect. I'm just going through all of your guys' answers here, just going through your chats. Good. Excellent. Finish up your conversations, you guys, around that. We actually do, you guys have quite a diverse range around what you guys are thinking about around this. So you really do need to keep this in the back of your mind as you are looking at your rentals, okay? Especially for your roommate one, okay? Now, there is the third scenario, okay? The third scenario is maybe you don't want a roommate at all, right? You've now found that out, and you like your own space and not sharing the TV, okay? This means that you have $1,000, utilities included, okay, to spend on a rental of your choice, okay? Now, what you need to be careful of, and especially if you plan on staying here in the Okanagan, okay, is look out for vacation rentals, look out for weekend rentals, or a bedroom in a house, okay? Just be careful of that, because you're gonna see like, something for like $600, but it's actually a vacation rental, and they want that like per week, not per month, okay? Okay. I didn't actually think about that, Angelina. No, because honestly, you're still living with other people. Okay? You're still living with other people. That's a whole nother scenario. This is like living on your own. If you're renting a bedroom from a house, you're still living with other people, right? Okay? Yeah, the roommate one, you have $1,400, right? That's a whole nother scenario. This is scenario 3. You're looking at 3 different scenarios. Got dream, you have living with a roommate, living solo, okay? Okay, now just wait, Caitlin, I know you're ahead of me. Here we go. Your rentals must be in the same city. So if you decide you're going to look in Kelowna, all 3 scenarios must be in Kelowna. If you are going to look at Toronto, all 3 scenarios need to be in Toronto. Okay, that sort of thing, right? Okay, be aware of that. Now, so if you're planning on moving after graduation and you know where you're going for university, say, you can do that city, right? That sort of thing. No, you are doing all 3, Jessica. You need to do all 3 scenarios. You're completing all 3. So if you are staying in Kelowna, your distance is from Summerland to Oyama, okay? It is very similar format, Caitlin. Yeah, it's in actually, no, it's not. It's all a Word document. Long-term rentals only, okay? So that refers back to like looking for vacation or 1 month, you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Stay away from those. Remember that if you are moving further away, your gas will increase, or will there be a bus, okay? And what are you looking for in a rental? That sort of thing, okay? Just those questions that we just asked each other. So here's some things to consider, okay, while you are doing this, okay? What is a damage deposit? Okay, because a lot of landlords are going to ask, not a lot, all are going to ask you for a damage deposit. Okay, so when you first move into a new rental place, this is a sum of money that's paid in relation to a rented item to ensure that's returned in good condition. It's given to the landlord either on or before the moving date, and the landlord holds that deposit for the length of the rental agreement. So whether that's 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it is. It's up to 1 month's rent. Most damage deposits are 1 month rent, okay? Or up to half a month's rent. So that is a sum of money that you are handing over, and you don't see it back until the end of your rental agreement. And you only get it back if there's no damage to the property. Okay? So be aware of that. Here we go. This is what we were talking about earlier. What is a utility? Again, it's your electricity, your gas, your water, okay? It varies. The cost of utilities vary, but usually it's a minimum of $70 a month, okay? Now, sometimes when you come across an ad, you guys, there's going to be the term lease. To lease an apartment instead of renting apartments, okay? It's basically the same term, but leasing means that you have an agreement in place to stay for a certain amount of time. Usually it's 12 months or more. Usually when a person is putting a lease up, they're looking for long-term tenants. They want you to be in their place for a long time, to have that commitment, right? Because this is a source of income for them, right? And it's going to vary from landlord to landlord. So things that you need to consider about if you're going to choose to lease, okay, is whose names should be on that lease, especially if you're on a roommate with a roommate. Do both of your names go on the lease? Do only one of them? That sort of thing. Then what happens if that roommate breaks the lease and they move out, right? And what happens if you break the lease, right? That sort of thing. Jess, this will all be due next week, right? Next Tuesday. Both assignments will be due next Tuesday. So there are some pros and cons to leasing, you guys. The pro is stability. You have a fixed place to stay for at least 12 months, right? It's a legal document. It is an agreement between you and your landlord, so you do have rights when it comes to renting. And it's a requirement. Con, you're there for a fixed amount of time. What if you end up not liking your landlord? What if you not like your roommate? What if you don't like the place? That sort of thing. You could have a bad landlord and you could have bad neighbors, okay? What about your dog, okay? This is huge, you guys. This can vary from landlord to landlord. A landlord can actually ask for an additional pet damage deposit on top of the original damage deposit. Many rentals don't allow animals, you guys. I would say the majority of rentals do not allow animals. So it can be super, super tough to find a place, okay, with animals. So be aware of that, you guys. It is tough to find rentals, okay, because of the damage that pets can do. Now, when you actually find a rental, do the following things, okay? This is just some tips for you when the time comes, okay? Before you move in, do a walkthrough with your landlord, okay? You need to look for existing damage. You don't want to be blamed, right? And not get your damage deposit back for damage in the walls or the condition of the appliances, conditions of carpets and flooring, right? The condition of the bathroom, you know, are there stains, the overall cleanliness, okay? And then the average cost. Ask about these things, okay, for utilities. Again, sometimes there's a move-in and move-out cleaning, okay? This can vary from rental to rental. Some places will expect that the carpets to be professionally cleaned when you move out, okay? And some landlords will charge you a cleaning fee upon your moving out, okay? Okay, so just be aware of that. And that's a great tip too, Caitlin. Bring your parents if need be, right? What some landlords expect, okay? They expect no partying. They expect no smoking. They expect no pets, no children visitors. They expect occupancy limits. And what that means is say, for example, they're renting out a 2-bedroom suite or a 2-bedroom apartment. There's only 2 people in the apartment. Okay, that's what they expect. So it's not like you can have your boyfriend come live with you and now there's 3 people, right? Those are occupancy limits, okay? Noise restrictions, and a lot of landlords won't let you have a barbecue either sometimes, okay? Because of the damage and the hazard that can occur. Also expect that they're going to Google you and they will ask you for references as well, okay? This is why social media is so important, right? All right. You can use the following sites to find your rentals, okay? Make sure you enter your city into your search, because remember that it's, if you use these, you guys, it's going to be different cities, okay? Absolutely, you're not limited to this, okay? Caitlin, you are not limited to this at all. So you can totally use realtor.com, absolutely. But you can go to Craigslist, Kijiji, Castanet, wherever you guys want, okay? Download the Word doc to help organize your findings, okay? Okay? Make sure to follow all the instructions and include all the information. If it asks for an image, put it. If it asks for a web link, put it, okay? So on and so forth. These are just some examples, all right? This is what the Word document actually looks like, okay, you guys? So you need to make sure that this is a dream rental example, you need to put in the image, right? Where is it located? How much is it costing? Where did you find it? What link did you put? Then I've given you 3 reflection questions that are the same for every rental scenario, okay? Okay. What have you discovered? Okay. What were your potential landlord will be calling your references? Who are 2 people? Okay, so on and so forth. And what scenario is the most feasible for you? All right. This assessment, you guys, is both this. It's basically the same for both assignments. Okay, for the car one and for this one. So be aware of that. It's just, did you fill it out completely? Do you understand really what moving out and purchasing a vehicle actually includes? And are your reflection questions thoughtful and well written? Did you actually think about it? Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So you now have about 25 minutes left in class. You can either go back to your car assignment or start your moving out. Both of these assignments are due on Tuesday. Okay, so be aware of that. Okay, sound good, you guys? We are done on the live. Actually, we can be done, class. We can be done. You guys just go and work. Okay, so you can log out of Blackboard. You can log out of live class as well. All right? Bye, you guys. Have a great rest of your week.